Thank you so much for clicking on my video, and if you're returning, welcome back to my channel. If you're a member of my Patreon, thank you so much for being a member and for being here and watching my content. Today, we're going to be talking about monochromatic and achromatic looks, as well as my 3 favorite monochromatic and achromatic looks from Meghan. The reason I wanted to talk about this is because, one, it's Sussex Style Wednesday, and so we had to do some sort of style breakdown, and over time, as I reviewed Meghan's outfits, as well as Prince Harry's, something that has come up repeatedly is monochromatic and achromatic. And so we're going to talk today about what exactly that is, what those are, as well as my 3 favorite looks that feature these styles. Let's get into it. Once again, thank you so much for clicking on my video. If you are on YouTube and you have not already, feel free to go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on that notification bell. And if you are on my Patreon, that means you are already a member. So thank you so much for either being part of the Friends Circle or the Royal Court. And you are getting videos exclusive as well as early videos that usually go up on YouTube. Today, I have this amazing article from the New York Times, which I rarely pull from them. They did this great article on monochromatic and achromatic styles. Once we go over that, I'm gonna share with you what 3 looks from Meghan are my favorite that feature monochromatic or achromatic. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. And again, this is in the New York Times, and the link is in the description box below if you want to go ahead and check out this article. The title of the article is, "What's the Secret to Monochrome Dressing?" A reader asks for guidance on picking a color and sticking with it. So first we have this great look by Michelle Obama. She looks amazing. She is in a monochromatic maroon outfit with a beautiful big belt. Her hair was laid. Her outfit looked amazing. I love the overcoat. I love the pantsuit, but I love those wide leg trousers. Absolutely stunning. So this article is by Vanessa Friedman, and this was from December 10th, 2021. With the dreariness of winter approaching, I'm craving outfits of a single bright head-to-toe color. I'm thinking fuchsia, turquoise, and orange, or my favorite, chartreuse. But how do I do it so I don't look like a crayon or a traffic cone? And on a budget, Jessica, South Orange, New Jersey. Monochrome dressing is the official name for what you are talking about. People often... So this has an error in the article. Y'all, I hate when this happens because I gotta call it out. She accidentally wrote people twice. People associate the word with black, white, gray, but it simply means dressing in a single color. Ever since Michelle Obama modeled its effectiveness at the inauguration in a neck-to-toe burgundy Sergio Hudson, it has been one of the bigger trends of the year. See also Jake Gyllenhaal at the Tonys in a pink Prada suit with a pink shirt. As to why, well, Goop called monochrome universally flattering, as it creates a single unbroken line that both elongates and polishes, furthering an illusion of height for almost any body. It also harnesses the power of color to establish or reflect a mood, whether it's electric, optimistic, serene, or sedate. Also, it suggests commitment and confidence, wishy-washy about going all in on a single shade. And you don't have to worry about that pesky problem of coordination. Very true. The undisputed queen of this kind of dressing is, of course, the queen, who has been wearing monochrome since at least the middle of the last century, the better to stand out in a crowd. She does it so well that she inspired an entire book on the subject entitled Our Rainbow Queen. But she's not alone. Pascal Anson, the artist and mentor on the Big Painting Challenge on the BBC, made monochrome dressing a sort of performance piece during the last year of remote work, documenting his experiments on Instagram. He called the series Monochlo, and Mr. Hudson doubled down on the look in his fall collection, showing monochrome tailoring and cocktail wear in red, yellow, blue, and purple. It has kind of become his signature. So I'm going to stop there so that if you're interested in finishing that amazing article, hit the description box below and click that link. So the reason I wanted to share that is because, one, monochromatic is in style. It is kind of one of those timeless things. It never goes out. It is always in trend, on style, and classic. But also, we've seen Meghan dress in monochromatic so many times. Something that the article missed is achromatic. Monochromatic is up and down one color. Achromatic means up and down black or white, which is the absence of color. And a lot of times we use them interchangeably. Well, not really interchangeably. A lot of times we use monochromatic when we mean achromatic. In one of my style videos, the Prince Harry style video that I talked about, I really wanted to see him don a black on black look because I've never seen him do it. I, for some reason, always say black on black, but what I should be saying is black achromatic. But for some reason, it's almost like black on black is its own thing. And when I say it, you know what I mean. It is a look. It always looks good no matter who wears it. And I cannot wait to see him, if he should ever wear black on black, just because he has such a build and he's a ginger. He would wear that so freaking well. Achromatic is actually all one color, either black or white. Monochromatic is all one color with the absence of black or white. The more you know. So I decided to pull together my favorite monochromatic and one achromatic look from Meghan. Now she has worn this style so many times that it was actually pretty hard. So instead of choosing my favorite as far as my favorite looks, I chose ones that I rarely ever talked about. And so we're gonna start with navy. So the first look here is navy. Now we all remember this moment. Actually, we remember this visit because she pulled out look after look after look. But I want to highlight the navy look, shall we? Now this was during her visit to One World Trade Center's observatory, and this was a Giorgio Armani suit, which makes sense because it looks very well tailored and it looks like it was fit perfectly for her. It literally fit like a glove. Now this is monochromatic navy and she wore this with Aquazzura pumps. Now again, I love the overcoat, but I love navy in particular on her skin tone. She does navy well. But because I'm also a stickler, I just have this thing about nautical looks. Navy is a huge color in nautical wear. A big reason that I love nautical looks is because I love navy. My skin tone really does handle navy really well and it doesn't wash me out. So I always opt for navy as opposed to like a gray. Now, when I saw her wear this monochromatic navy look, I was floored. I thought she wore it very well. And I thought, with the turtleneck and the overcoat, the fact that she pulled her hair back, I just loved that look. It looked very sharp, looked very pristine, and it shaped her well. I also like that the overcoat maintained the shoulder pads, so she still had build here and they didn't slump her shoulders. So sometimes with women's clothes, they'll pull out our shoulder pads to make it more soft and less structured. And I love that in this overcoat, they didn't do that and they let her have that very strong shoulder. And the fact that she was there on business, you never want to shy away from structure. For some reason, structure in clothing and in other areas, it always signifies having a put togetherness. It has this pristine look and it's sharp and it looks like I'm here and I mean business. So I wanted to start with this look. I thought both of them looked fantastic, but I love this good navy monochromatic look. So the next look I wanted to talk about is this beige / off-white look. I rarely talk about this, but Meghan's maternity style is one of the best I've ever seen. And because it is very similar to my own particular taste, and this is in no way shading people who have other style tastes or who have other preferences. Again, my channel is mostly just me discussing my personal opinions, but it is in no way, shape, or form intending to impose on you or dispute you or argue with you. I'm just sharing what my thoughts are. Now, I prefer a more polished, prim, and pristine look. I am actually not one of those people. Now, I don't mind when other people do it and they look fantastic, but I actually align a little bit more with a conservative maternity look, but with pops and with style and flair versus sexy. But I'm also not a big sexy dresser. I kind of find like sexy in classic looks. I'm not one of those overt sexy. I feel like you can be sexy, and I feel like sexy is one of those things you embody. So during Meghan's pregnancy, she attended Mayhew, which is an animal welfare charity in London. So she wore an H&M fine knit dress in an off-white color, and it is from their Mama maternity line, and this dress was $35. You would not have known that just looking at it. I actually looked up like 4 different sources to confirm it just because I was like, yeah, right. I just did not believe it. Now, H&M has some really cute clothes, but she is a duchess. So I just didn't No, I really thought it was some sort of prank or joke or misunderstanding, but no, this is a $35 fine knit dress from H&M, and it's their maternity line called Mama. She paired it with Emporio Armani coat and Paul Andrew heels. Now, I love this dress for a number of reasons. I thought the way that it was made was very well done. It cupped her and it hugged her, but it wasn't tight. She could breathe. Now, I again am not trying to put anyone down, but I don't know if you remember when Kim Kardashian was pregnant with North, she upheld her style and her fashion. She looked good, but she always looked really uncomfortable, and she always wore like leather and like really tight clothes. But there's a difference between tight and form-fitting. So form-fitting clothes are meant to shape you, whereas tight clothes can be very restrictive and they show every nook, cranny, and curve. I actually do not ever wear tight clothes. Even when I was like 110 pounds, I did not like tight clothes because one, I was always afraid it would rip, but then two, it's just not comfortable and it doesn't look comfortable. There is so much beauty and there's so much to behold in people who operate in ease. So like they walk in and they look like they belong there. They walk in and they look like they're comfortable. There's this kind of roll out of bed and still fabulous look that I just, chef's kiss. And I felt like this dress helped Meghan to embody that look. She always has this very chill, she's from California, this chill, just kind of like carefree look about her, but still put together. And that duality is very hard to obtain, especially when you're wearing overcoats. Overcoats in and of themselves kind of create this more formal look to whatever you're wearing. But the way she wears her hair, her makeup, and this dress, this Emporio Armani overcoat, it looks casual but still pristine and put together. I love the beach waves. Someone called them day 2 waves, which I love that. So yeah, I like the beach waves. I love the makeup. And I like that she went with a nude lip. She has like a hue of pink, but I like that she went with a nude lip that kind of went with the off-white look that she's going for. Now this is again a beige monochromatic look, and this dress really sealed the deal. Also the neckline. So with turtlenecks, it can get really scrunched up here. The way that she has it stretched a little bit, so you still see that it's a high neck, but it's not choking her and it's not too restrictive to where she kind of has a bobblehead. You don't want that. So you kind of have this stretched neck that looks really good because you still see her elongated neck. Now, another thing with turtlenecks, it is very easy to become a bobblehead, which is when the turtleneck comes up too high and you just see head on top of a mass of blue, red, or whatever color you're wearing. And you don't want that. So I recommend going with a high neck, or if you do get a turtleneck, pull it out a little bit so that it stretches, or tuck it in so that it shows skin. You still want a little bit of your neck to show, even in a turtleneck. Last look is actually my favorite suit look. This is the top spot for my favorite Meghan suit look. I have talked about this look a couple of times on this channel, but today, since we're doing achromatic and monochromatic, I wanted to talk about this. So this is a black achromatic look. And this is when Meghan attended the Well Child Awards in London. She wore a Joseph Altazara pantsuit. Now, the suit itself, the jacket in the suit had a peaked lapel and it featured a single button closure. It looked very structured, very nice, very well tailored, but then she put a silk shantung cami underneath. So it gave it this evening look. It didn't look like she was going to the office or to work. She looked like a very well put together evening outfit. Now in the evening, you often see women in gowns and in dresses. Not her. She wore a nice pantsuit, well-tailored pantsuit, but then she put this silk cami underneath, which gives it that evening look. You never really go wrong with black silk, ever. She wore suede stilettos, and then the clutch was Stella McCartney. I wanted to go back to this look, not just the outfit, but the hair. Y'all know I have talked about this chignon with the wave in the front. I love that. Always have a nice little flyaway. I don't have a flyaway today, but I also don't have a chignon. I have a low pony. But I really like this look. I like the evening makeup. A red lip would have really taken this off, because she's done that before. When she was at a press summit, I can't remember where she was being interviewed, but it was during press for Suits. She wore an all black outfit, an all black suit, but she did a nice pop of red lip and I loved it. And I would have loved to see her recreate this here, but this look looks amazing. I really like this. So those are my thoughts. These are my top 3 monochromatic and achromatic looks from Meghan. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you took something away from it. What are your favorite monochromatic or achromatic looks from Meghan or Prince Harry? I haven't seen Prince Harry in monochromatic or achromatic much. I'm trying to think, have I ever? I gotta think about that. I don't think I have, but I know that Meghan is known for doing a monochromatic or achromatic. So what are your favorite looks with that style? In the meantime, thank you so much for being patient as I went through the rigmarole last week where my channel just got spanked on the back because of some lies, but we're not gonna hold it against them. You know, they just gotta do their job and make sure that we're providing safe content. And I appreciate that as a creator and a watcher of YouTube. So they just had to go through their normal processes, but we're back and in action. So I'm really glad that you have stuck around. Thank you so much for attending the live earlier this week. And if you have not already, feel free to check out my Patreon, where I have exclusive Patreon only content and videos from YouTube premiere early on Patreon. So feel free to check out my Patreon. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, like this video wherever you are. And if you're on YouTube, subscribe and hit that join button. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.